Hello users, and welcome back to another episode of Above It All. And so yesterday I posted a video about a Navy veteran just standing like a fucking stone soldier and just taking abuse by a bunch of fucking secret police or just Portland police. It's hard to tell at this point which ones they are because the secret police don't identify themselves. But he was interviewed, and I would like to provide a little bit of a follow-up for you because I think it's pretty interesting. So I'm just going to read this article here. This is from the Portland Tribune. Right. Okay. Christopher David is not a man of steel, but he has earned that and other nicknames. Some call him Captain Portland or Super Soldier, after David stood as solidly as a rock while federal officers pepper sprayed him twice and struck him at least 5 times with a baton during a rally outside the Hatfield Courthouse on Saturday, July 18th. Of the attack, captured on video by the Portland Tribune, David says he just took it. "I knew I was never going to react. I was never going to fight back," he said. "I'm a little too old to be beaten by a bunch of young guys." David, 53, of Portland, is hardly an anti-establishment type. He says he attended the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, after going to high school, later serving with the Navy Seabees, while becoming a commissioned officer and aeronautical engineer. He arrived around 8 p.m. and was just planning on leaving when federal officers burst out of the bricked-up front of the courthouse around 10:45 p.m. David said he slowly approached the officers, hoping to engage them in dialogue. "I felt these gentlemen were violating their oath of office, and I wanted to talk to them," he explained. "Things didn't go according to plan. As some federal officers rushed to push down makeshift barricades propped up against the outer doors of the courthouse, one officer pushed David back. He stood stock still as several more officers swarmed forward, striking him with a baton and pepper spraying him. David says he lost vision momentarily due to the spray and the clouds of tear gas engulfing the park. He sat down on a park bench before being pulled back from the flashpoint by a street medic going by the name Tav, who treated David and ensured that he was taken by an ambulance to the hospital. David says he has 2 fractures in his hand. While it is currently in a splint, he is expecting to need surgery later this week. After a flurry of attention, David is hoping his life will return to normal soon. While he never did speak with the camouflaged feds, he said he hoped they hear his message. The oath of office is essentially swearing loyalty to the Constitution of the United States, and what they're doing is not constitutional anymore. So this is actually his Twitter here. "My hand is pretty damaged. The hand surgeon splinted it for now. It looks like plate screws and her pins await me on Friday. And I would really like to thank Tav. She's my street medic angel who pulled me aside out of the park and took me to safety when I couldn't see anything anymore. She stayed with me the whole time, and then her and her friends drove me around to find an ambulance. She and her fellow medics are the real heroes here. I just wanted to thank her from the bottom of my heart." So I'm just going to go ahead and play this video on loop for the rest of this video. But again, one thing that not many people understand here, that I've made videos about protests. Medics are the most vital in these situations. There have been dozens and dozens and dozens of videos where people get beaten to a pulp by federal officers, and then other people just run by them. You know, the actual riot cops run by them. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, someone's on the ground, let me get my baton." Smack! You know, sometimes, while they're running, "Oh, smack! That guy's on the ground, bleeding, not moving." Smack! And then street medics have saved these people's lives. I covered a video, or I did it, yeah, I made a video covering a story where someone was shot in the chest with a gas canister in Seattle, and street medics, she died. Her heart stopped. She was dead, and street medics performed CPR and other things and brought her back to life. Now, she died and came back to life, I believe it was 3 or 4 times in between that moment and her being in the hospital over the next 12 hours or so. But the cops killed someone, and the only reason why her heart started to back up again is because of a street medic. Street medics are the heroes of protests, and that's what you need to understand. I made a video a few days ago about Portland riot cops and federal agents attacking street medics who are trying to help someone. Now, I don't know what happened to that person lying motionless on the ground, but the street medics weren't able to perform their duty. That's the thing about this. The cops aren't saying, oh shit, someone's not a threat anymore, right? We beat him to a pulp. Now let's call an ambulance so that they don't die. No, they don't care. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about your life. The only people that do are your fellow protesters. And then there's going to be a bunch of fucking, First Amendment, First Amendment, right, is when the government shuts down speech or the right to protest. This is a violation of the First Amendment as it is written, okay? Someone throwing a rock at a fucking police building is not a violation of the First Amendment, you dumb motherfucking fucker. That's the thing with all these fucking protest fucking conservative fascist morons, right? Is everything they're saying, like they try to, what are they going to do? Take down statues of Thomas Jefferson and George Washington? Yet, everything they're saying is directly the antithesis of what George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and all the other founding fathers did. They pulled down statues of King George. They threw fucking rocks. They threw much more fucking heavy devices at fucking British fucking soldier encampments. They fucking shot and killed multiple British soldiers in a revolution. A revolution! They revolted! And yet, these same people that are constitutionalists are defending this behavior from the police. The thing is, they're not constitutionalists, like our man Tav here, or Taz, or no, his name is David, right? They're not constitutionalists. They swear an oath to Donald Trump. That's what they've done. They don't care about the rule of law. They don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about what our country was founded on. All they care about is suppressing dissent, just like a dictator would. People complain, Venezuela, they're using the military to silence protests. Egg on your face, huh? Thank you for watching. Have a good one.